Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the Shadow and Sun Show, and welcome back for another Red Room review. This time, we've got their semi-regularly published Red magazine called Red Alerts. This is number 1. I'll read the back blurb before I go back in and talk about the things I liked about this magazine. And there's a few things I'm not thrilled about, but we'll get there when we get there. In these pages, you will find The Abandoned Temple of the Veiled Sun, a one-shot scenario for Savage Swords, written by Mark Brooks, who also wrote a red version of An Alternate Retro Future. Roger C. Jones contributes to The Price of Silver, a crossover adventure. He first wrote for Wretched Country and Wretched Darkness, now adapted to Red, and a short story, Brides of Darkness. The Red Room team presents Absolution of Flesh, a 19th century investigative horror adventure built for Gothic. We also have the updated Blood in the Arena, a scenario that first appeared for Wretched Bastards in a Wretched Verse release, and now features Savage Swords statistics. Also in this issue, Lost Emulation, an article by Venture Satanis, and Why Run Your RPG Like a Soap Opera by the Red Room. Finally, you'll find a selection of new monsters for The End of Innocence by Charles Miller. Right off the bat, the first two articles are the one by, I believe, A Word from the Editor. I noticed there's also a few ads in here. I thought that was actually pretty cool. There's an ad for some of the Red Room games and others, as I'll get to it. Brides of Darkness, interesting, fun little short story to get you in the mood, I guess, for the things to come. And then Lost in Emulation, Brainstorm Books ad, or your tabletop role-playing games putting you to sleep. Brainstorm Books and Games, I'm not sure if that's a shop or just a website. You have to buy the magazine and find out for yourself, I guess. Lost in Emulation by Venture Satanis. I believe I've read this before. Nothing I hadn't read or heard from him elsewhere. I'm good friends with him and like most of his stuff. And, it's good to see it in print elsewhere and not just on his blog posts. Also an ad for VentureCon 5. I really wish I could go, but I probably won't be doing any conventions until next year. Then an article by Miguel, Why Run Your RPG Like a Soap Opera, talking about his inspiration from Twin Peaks and elsewhere. I found it enlightening and interesting, but again, a lot of things I already suspected or had picked up elsewhere from hanging out with him. The Abandoned Temple of the Veiled Sun, a really quick one-shot, fun little Conan-esque adventure for Savage Swords. Well done, I should say. Mark, you did a good job on that one. The Price of Silver by Roger C. Jones. This is probably my favorite part of the magazine, which was a little Western horror scenario based around the Judas Cross and a group of undead horsemen chasing it down. Very, very fun. I even like the NPCs. There were the pre-gens, I should say. There were at least 4 out of the 6 that I wouldn't mind getting stuck with. Normally, I hate pre-gens. An ad for Wretched Folklore from our good friend Lord Mateus. I'll probably pick that up, but I want to wait until the new Red Room Western game comes out. I have the old one, but I'm looking forward to the new one. Blood in the Arena. This was really long and really kind of slow. A sort of Savage Swords, Conan-esque, Bronze Age, slave revolt campaign that just didn't grab me. It's not my thing. The names and worried about pronouncing them wrong, and the era and the whole thing with the slave revolt and the intrigue and all that. Just not enough of what I usually go in to these kind of games for. But it is rather lengthy. A lot of NPCs, a lot of work put into it. If it's your thing, it wasn't poorly done. It's just not, I'm just not a big swords and sandals fan. The only reason I was a fan of the Savage Swords game is because it's more fantastical, more Conan-esque, and there's more freedom to move around. Then an ad for a RPG Pundit game or supplement, Arrows of Indra. I know nothing of his work, and try to stay away just because I don't have the time for more stuff. And everything I've seen that he's put out has really not been my thing. I know he and I agreed on critical hit rules. I watched that video of his because it popped up, but I just, again. Absolution of Flesh. This is the gothic horror adventure. Interesting if you're into that, but the setting and the time period, they're just not my thing. It was definitely very what's the word I'm looking for? Intriguing, and were I surrounded by a bunch of people that wanted to run this and invite me to it, I'd give it my best go, but I find myself failing and flailing miserably because it's just not my time period that I've done much studying, and I would feel very out of place. But otherwise, it was definitely interesting. Maybe if it was bumped up maybe 100 years and set in a place I'm more comfortable or familiar with, it would be interesting. But it revolves around several aristocrats, I believe six men, and their wives starting to act strange and weird, and the player characters come in as the investigators to find out what's going on. I also thought that the end scenario or the end scene adversary just seemed a little maybe too much for even a seasoned group of adventurers, but maybe I missed something in that. Then there is a Red Vision of an alternate retro future. I was really digging this. It's really weird, but then it abruptly ended. I'm like, what? Oh man, come on, Mark! I want to hear more. But I guess that's all it was meant to do, was get you thinking about this. Maybe it's a teaser for something to come, and then it ends with new monsters for End of Innocence. I was already thinking of some monsters for that to hand off to Miguel, because I have some experience with cryptids and things like that, and a couple of things as well as other woo-woo stories I've come across that I definitely wanted to add to the mix. And most of these are little goblin terrors, some invisible, some mischievous beyond words, all of which definitely terrifying and horrific, mostly because they don't try to kill or eat you. They're just trying to ruin your lives, which I think is far more sinister and vicious. But that's what you get for, what is it, like 85 pages, some such, 81, 82 pages for about $15. I got this on Amazon. It showed up really quick, and if this is what we can expect as their semi-regular periodical from the Red Room, definitely I wish there was a subscription rate. I just hand you the money so you could put that toward writing more stuff and creating more content, more books, etc. But who knows, maybe something of mine will end up in there. I definitely have some ideas for Miguel. We should talk. But if you guys are fans of the Red Room and you're looking for more bits and pieces and inspiration, and definitely after reading this, I definitely get a better feel for the themes and the flavor of all things that come from the Red Room. There's a sort of an underflowing theme and vibe that you'll get from playing their games that I don't find elsewhere. I think maybe that's one of the things that I like about them most. But if you've picked this up, let me know what you think. If you're thinking about picking up one of the Red Rooms, also let me know what you think. I think there's only one or two games that are left on my list without going back to Lulu, which I'm not going to be doing that. Maybe I'll pick them up elsewhere, but Lulu is just takes too long. I'm not an impatient man, but 6-8 weeks is just too long to have to wait. Seeing how this took less than 4 or 5 days to get to me after I ordered it, and other Red Room books have arrived in literally 2 days from the time I ordered it, regardless of like the time of day. It's just like boom, next day, it's here. You can't beat that. But that's what I've got for you guys this morning. I will be back in about 45 minutes with Second Breakfast Monday edition, Memorial Day edition. I hope you guys are having a great day and a great week and enjoying some sort of barbecue outdoor activity, which I will also be partaking in later on this afternoon. But until then, I wish you guys a great day, and as always, happy trails.